Yeah, been a short week. Preparing for a very good Florida Atlantic team. It's a great challenge. We know after past couple games we had this past year, who we're facing and what our matchup is. And again, really feel like Coach Kiffin and that team are starting to play at a high level. That's very tough games earlier against some of the best teams in the country. So they've been in big games, but I think they're playing at a very high level right now in all three phases. So again, we've started our preparation. We've had so far a really good week. Players have bounced back and had a lot of enthusiasm and been working really hard to make sure that we clean up our mistakes from this past game and move forward and make sure that we're really excited to go out there and compete this week. With that, I'll open it up.
How does a short week change things for you guys?
It's challenging. Usually right now we're looking at it's a Thursday in my mind, and so it can get confusing what day it really is right now because of how your routine goes and the things that go into it. But we had to get back Sunday and really get back in early as coaches, make sure that we made our corrections and started game planning really quickly on Florida Atlantic, so you don't have as much time to focus on your previous opponent. Understanding that you got to get right on Florida Atlantic and start game planning and making sure that we do everything necessary to be prepared by that evening's going out there and trying to get prepared.
When you're coming off a loss like Saturday, like you just said, is it beneficial to have a game so early so it kind of gets things rolling quicker?
I guess it could be. There's not as much time to dwell and ponder on it. That's the I guess that makes it a little bit easier. The more challenging things are making sure you get all the corrections that need to be done before we move forward onto this next week.
Layton had some pretty strong words about playing on Thursday when he had his press conference earlier this week. Do you have any thoughts on playing on Thursday? Does it bother you at all?
Well, I mean, it's I would rather it be on an off week, the previous week. It's challenging. Coming into a game on Saturday and playing, and then getting right back into an early short week, and it makes it easier on us that it's at home. I guess if I was traveling, it was a 8:30 kickoff, and my players were getting home at 6 in the morning. I can understand that as well, but it is what it is, and we're not the only teams that have to do this in the country, and we just have to go out there and prepare the best we can and go out and compete and make the most out of this opportunity. Can't really worry about it right now.
What have you seen from FAU's offense, and how different is it from last year's offense that y'all faced twice?
They're explosive. I mean, obviously, their running back's one of the best in the country. Their quarterback's, being new, I think he's getting more and more comfortable each and every week. He has a lot of talent. He can beat you with throwing the football and/or running. He adds an extra hat. The receivers, they do a lot of the fly sweep motions and getting the ball on the perimeter, and they spread the ball around to a lot of different positions. So you got to be very balanced and understand where your eyes are supposed to be. Be very disciplined in doing your job and playing together, as a unit. It's important.
Against ODU in the second half, the longest pass to a receiver was for 9 yards. As an offense for the pass game especially, kind of what goes into such a drastic change? Is it mostly just the defense adjusting, or is it more taking with the
Well, obviously adjustments, but more importantly, I think we need to do a better job coaching and playing. Sometimes I think as we go, we try to play too perfect, and when you do that, I think you lose your composure and trying to get back on track. And we didn't play well enough in the second half. And again, making sure you get that first down to turnovers to momentum is a big part of that. We had a great drive, and I made a decision to try to go for a field goal or a fake field goal. It didn't work out. And that's coaching. I need to make sure we get points on the board, and so it's everybody. I mean, we just got to do a much better job coaching and playing and making routine plays, not trying to be too perfect, and let it go, let it fly. I think you can't lose your composure.
Mason was saying something about y'all maybe being a little too tight at times, need to be a little looser. Do you think the outside expectations as the year kind of went on kind of made things a little tighter as you progressed?
I think early on, I think we handled it very well, and for whatever reason, you know, you have a challenging game like we did. We go win 4 straight. We had great momentum, came back home, and you know, the outside expectations and the expectations in this room are growing and growing. And I think for whatever reason, we haven't handled that well since that loss. And I think a lot of times, you know, your players want it so much, your coaches want it for your players so much, your fans want it. Look, there's a lot of pressure on these men. And, you know, I think when that happens, you start playing rather to win and attacking. You know, it's almost like the last few games, we're playing not to lose. And that's what I told these guys. We're going to go out and attack and let it loose. At the end of the day, we're better when we're loose, and we go out and make routine plays and try to put stacked drives together. And yeah, I think to be honest with you, and not just the players, I think it's we haven't handled it well as a group overall. So we got to do much better than that.
You got FAU for the 3rd time since the beginning of last season. And last year was a struggle with those guys. What is it about FAU that is giving you guys problems?
They're a challenging matchup. What they do offensively and the athletes they have, they're very explosive. You know, defensively, they're very experienced. Special teams, they do a great job. They're well coached, and they're a matchup problem against anybody they play. And so, you know, again, we got to make sure that we play at a high level and, you know, do the best we can. I do know this. I feel like we're a much better team than we've been in the past, but I think they are as well. So all you can do is prepare the best you can, go out there and compete, have fun together, and let it go. And at the end of the day, the results will take care of themselves. And but I think if we, you know, just stick together and play well, we'll be fine.
They're running the ball particularly well with, you know, with Smoke and Carrot White. Is that really what they do?
They run the ball well, yeah. It's not just new. They've done it all year long, and they did it this past year too. Again, they not only the running backs, but they do a great job of getting it to you know, some of the other playmakers out on the perimeter, and you know, on some of their jet sweep stuff, and they do a great job. They're really good up front. They're big. They're physical. They got a lot of talent.
Something that most people don't think about, or at least it's y'all's last home game of the year, is that going to add a little bit of fire, you think? Or obviously, I know players said they haven't thought about it yet, but do you think once you get on the field and you start going through the motions?
I don't think you need any motivation for this game, to be honest with you. We haven't. I mean, because really we've done senior day already. You know, our last home game. So I haven't thought much about that. But these guys understand that we only get so many more opportunities to play together as a family, and these seniors, you know, deserve to go out the right way. They've worked extremely hard. I'm very proud of a lot of the things they've accomplished over the last few years, and it's a great group. And so I know this team wants to make sure that they go out there and compete at a high level together. And it'll be, again, but there's no need for motivation in this game. We understand who our opponent is, and we know it's going to be a great challenge.
At this point in your coaching career as a head coach, how many things are you learning as you go on, and is that rate kind of slowing down as you got these experiences?
No, you're always learning. There's so much that goes into it, and each and every Saturday, you know, I feel like as coaches and players, especially as a head coach, I'm continuing to grow and learn, and making sure that hopefully, just like our players, I'm not making the same mistakes, you know, over and over. So, you know, we still have a lot of room for improvement, and you know, it's time for us to make sure that we continue to, or we start peaking at this time of the year, and we got to finish this thing off the right way.
You guys kept your staff together throughout the season. How much has that helped you guys as you become bowl eligible again for a second straight year, just having the same guys?
Yeah, I just think for the chemistry and understanding, you know, I think it's important just because your players, the relationships they have, you know, understanding that kind of how everybody's thinking. I mean, it makes life a lot easier, not only, you know, in the meeting rooms and not having to continue to coach coaches. I mean, everybody's pretty comfortable within the system, and they understand how the coordinators want it coached up, and I think the communication, the line of communication, the way we teach and coach gets better, through experiences, and it's been important for us.
Well, don't you guys have particularly good chemistry with this staff?
I think we have great chemistry overall, staff, team. We have a lot of fun together, and it's a great group of men. They're great coaches, they're great mentors, and our players. Again, it's important. We're all in this thing together. And to me, relationships are everything. Those are, you got to have that with your players, and I think as a team, we have great chemistry. We have fun together.
How important is it to capitalize on that when you have? I mean, this year you've got a great quarterback. Your staff's all back together. Is it important when you have these opportunities to really break through and capitalize just for the growth of the program in terms of like winning a bowl game, a conference championship, something like that?
Yeah, every one of them are important. I mean, we're sitting here talking, for future and all that. I'm really focused in on this game and these opportunities that we have right now in front of us. We've had some ups and downs this season. We've had a lot of great days. We've had some very challenging days, and so it's kind of been somewhat of a roller coaster at times, but they're all important. We want to go out there and we want to win every week, and so at the end of the day, we just got to continue to prepare the right way. Now we got to make sure that we go out there and attack and finish games off the right way.
If y'all were able to go out and win these next two in the bowl game, what would that, even though you're not playing the conference title game, what would that say about the season? How would you feel about it?
I'd feel unbelievable. Again, not looking ahead, but you look at how many times have we won 10 games in a year. You have the opportunity to win 10. How many times have we gone back-to-back 9-win seasons? There's a lot to be played for. How many bowl games have we won since I've been here? There's still a lot to play for every single week, and so the biggest thing is we got to continue to focus in on one game at a time, one opportunity at a time. You don't have a ton of these opportunities. I tell our guys, time's not on your side, and our seniors are understanding that. Tell our freshmen that. Just ask the seniors. This thing goes quick, and so you got to make the most out of every opportunity and enjoy the process and all the things that we talk about. And but we still have a ton to play for, and we can still accomplish a lot with this group.
This is the time of year where names get thrown around in certain kind of conversations. How do you go about just kind of avoiding that or not? I mean, do you actively go out and make sure you don't see what's being said about you or this, that, the other time of year?
Well, first off, I don't really know what all's been saying about me. Here's what I'll tell you. I'll address it the same way I did year one, year two. It's better to be on that end of the deal than the other end of the deal. All I'm focused in on is I got a great opportunity here. I got an unbelievable administration. We're doing special things here. And so that's all I can focus in on right now. And so all that other stuff, that's for the fans and everybody else to talk and do all that. But our group knows what we're focused in on, and that's what we're going to continue to do.
Coach, can you tell us a little bit about the job Cole Hedlund has been able to do after basically being booed off the field at Arkansas just a year ago, and how he's been able to be so consistent just in his first season here in Denver?
I think Marty's done a great job with him. I think he feels very comfortable, not only with his teammates, but him and Quinn have a lot of chemistry together. They've worked very well together, which is important. I think having that guy you trust holding the football. I don't think Quinn gets enough credit for that. I think just overall, just being the culture that you're comfortable in. We have a lot of confidence in him, and he's done a great job of going out there and putting outside distractions, getting them out of the way, and just going out there and competing and do the best he can, and he's done well. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.